Here's an observation about our anatomy, about our physiology, when it comes to grabbing things. I don't know how this came about. My thoughts have been going all over the place. But yeah, if you just extend your fingers out, open your palm, and project your arm, your entire arm, with the hand at the end of it, towards something until it hits it, the automatic reaction of your hand is to close its fingers around it. That just seems to be an automatic thing, right? We don't have to think too much about it because we can do it with our eyes closed. We can do it, facing another direction. It's almost like an autonomous mechanism. So if we leverage that in order to better be like a ball catcher in a sport, right? Anything that involves hand-eye coordination usually has some contact with the hands. So that's utilizing that automatic thing because we're not thinking so much consciously about catching. We're thinking about extending our arm to meet that thing that's, being catapulted through the air, right? That's hurtling towards us. We extend our arm and we basically just try and make contact with our hand to the object, right? Or to the person if we're reaching out to grab them or whatever. Right, so the reason I say this is because if people have really bad hand-to-eye coordination, is it because they're consciously trying to grab that thing from the air? Or are they allowing the faster automatic reflex of this embedded mechanism, right? Where we don't have to consciously think about our hands grabbing. Rather, we thrust our arm like it's a limb. You just thrust your limb out there, and as long as your hand makes contact with the thing, it'll grab it. You can be much quicker in how you want to grab it. It doesn't have to be a fully autonomous thing. That's why, sporty people can be incredibly quick, incredibly accurate and precise because they're utilizing the automatic nature of their physiology, the kind of muscle memory thing, as well as consciously making it super rapid and putting more energy into it. Whereas if people are really uncoordinated and not sporty at all, and they can't catch for toffee, then maybe that's why. Maybe it's because they haven't built that automatic mechanism. But that's where it starts from. It doesn't start from the conscious mind trying to order the body about, because that's not quick enough. There's a delay. The body needs to react by itself in order for you to catch something, right? In order for you to become way more physically responsive to, grabbing things or whatever. Anyway, I was thinking about babies as well, in that when they reach out to grab something, it's like their grab is so strong and so precise. Anything that comes within reach, a baby would just latch onto. And any parent would know that. And it's a weird kind of like trippy superpower. It's like, wow, they're freakishly quick and freakishly strong, right? Because I'm not quite sure that's a fully conscious mechanism. The conscious part might be the baby's experiences seeing an object and it just thrusts its limb out there, right? I'm not sure if the baby is thinking about its fingers. It's thinking about its palm. It's thinking about contracting the muscles in its hand to grab that thing. It's not a conscious decision to manipulate all of its body. It can't be. It's a baby. It doesn't even know it has limbs. It doesn't even know about itself. We don't know to the extent of, the level of their consciousness, but surely at that point they don't. They're not evolved yet. They're not conscious yet. So yeah, it must be autonomous. And so if a baby, like any baby, straight out the box, can thrust its limb towards an object and just grab on so automatically and strongly and precisely, that goes to show and says to me that that's a really strong inbuilt mechanism to grab, right? And to just pick things out the air and also protect itself from falling. Maybe not so much. But later as you grow, certainly that's a reflex mechanism that we can train, right? And that toddlers learn to train after they keep falling down. As they grow out of toddlerhood into childhood, into teenage, hopefully the mechanism to help protect against falling would have been trained. But if it's not trained, then you're just going to be shit at falling down. It's as simple as that. It's a trained mechanism that I think everyone has if we allow it to be an unconscious thing rather than a conscious thing. That's the difference between it being really good potentially and really bad potentially. So with physiological reaction-based mechanisms, think of them all as an unconscious thing. So to give it more power, to give it a better success rate, we need to allow it to become a fully autonomous, unconscious reaction instead. Train our bodies to remember that it needs to take over as an autonomous thing, right? So as soon as that moment comes where an object is flying towards your body and you need to go catch it, your body needs to go, okay, override the brain, body's in there, boom, autonomy, done, now the brain's back on. And it's like a switch of override, right? And I think that needs to happen, especially in adults who have not trained that autonomy, that physical autonomy and reactions. So we need to train those in a unconscious manner. So whatever that may be. And I think that will help people actually remedy. It's a harder struggle, but it's not so much the actual training your body how to do stuff. It's not a how to do stuff, because knowing and understanding how to do something is a conscious thing. Our minds have to analyze it, understand it, and we then relay that information in real time to our bodies. Now, how quick do you think our minds are at commanding our bodies? It's nowhere near as quick as our body's just commanding itself autonomously as part of our out-the-box inbuilt mechanisms. If you don't use it, you lose it. So I think people who have trained are way sharper. I've got to take a call.